Mr. Toyers, turn on number 2.
I think it's on. I should have maintained my feet. That's all I got. No, you're not taking a picture of me. No, you're not taking a picture of her feet. Hurry, hurry. Honestly,
Cancel. Testing.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2024 Banquet All Sports Banquet. We're excited that so many of you are here, and we're here tonight to honor all the achievements of all our sports teams, all our extracurricular teams. And we're grateful to have such great young people in our school, and tonight is a culmination of that, and we would like to honor them and celebrate them tonight. And it's always so nice to see our young athletes dressed up so nice on a night like tonight. At this time, would you bow your heads with me in prayer? Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for the much needed rainfall in the past few weeks. Lord, we're blessed, and we're very, very thankful for all our many blessings here on Creek Hunter. Thank you for all the safe travels to all the ball games and all the extracurricular events throughout the year. Thank you for all the coaches and all the parents and all the athletes and students that we transport. We're grateful for all the many safe travels. Please be with all those suffering from storm damage in Barnesdall and Bartlesville. Please be with them. Most importantly, though, we're thankful for your Son, Jesus Christ, who made the ultimate sacrifice and came and died on the cross for our sins so that we may live with you in eternity. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Coach Jones. Okay, at this time, we will do the presentation and the coronation of our spring royalty. Let's see if there's a glare. Is everyone back there? So, our first spring royalty queen candidate is Hannah Foster. Hannah is the daughter of Patty and Tim Foster. She is an active member of cross-country, band, track, basketball, cheerleading, powerlifting, yearbook, theater, choir, and the academic team. She likes running and board games. She's part of the book club, Oklahoma Honor Society, National Honor Society, Superintendent Honor Roll, National Society of High School Scholars, and is top student in many subjects. After graduation, she will attend John Brown University, and she plans to major in be a linguist or an educator. Hannah is escorted by, let me find the right paper, Parker Grounds. Parker's dad is Justin Wheeler, and mom is Maddie Wheeler. His nana is Sandy Wagner. He enjoys playing football, powerlifting, track. He has participated in football for 5 years, and he has done powerlifting for 2. He has done track for 4. He likes to play football, play board games with his family, weightlift, read the Bible, and read the Bible in his free time. He would like to go to Ole Miss or Northwestern State University. He wants to either go to college or go into the Marine Corps. Our next spring royalty queen candidate is Reagan McReynolds. She is the daughter of Bonnie and the late Josh McReynolds. Her grandparents are John and Dollar Pendergraft and the late Bob and Sandy Arnold. She plays Lady Panther basketball, and she's a member of the track and field team. She's on the President's Honor Roll, gifted and talented, and 4-H. She plans to pursue a degree in the field of science, and she's currently a concurrent enrollment student attending Rose State University. Or actually, it's just Rose State, sorry, radio. Our spring king candidate is Lucas Stahl. He is the son of Stephanie Stahl. He plays football and has been on the football team for 4 years, powerlifting for 2 years, and track for 2 years, and a member of the Quiz Bowl team for 4 years. He's a 2-time All-District D-line and powerlifting state qualifier. After graduation, he plans to attend Northwestern State University, where he will major in education and wants to be a science teacher. spring queen loyalty candidate is Brinkley Bartley. She is the daughter of Cody Bartley and Jeff Green and Jane Bartley and the late Melvin Bartley. She participates in fast pitch softball, basketball, slow pitch softball, and she's played all 4 years of high school. And she did track her freshman and junior year. She is the senior class vice president. She's on the principal honor roll, all conference 2023 softball and basketball, all Northwest softball team, and honorable mention 2023 softball team. After graduation, she plans to attend NOC Tonkawa and play basketball and study business. And then after college, she wants to go to cosmetology school and own her own salon. And our final king candidate is Garrett Stevens. He is the son of Carla and Josh Stevens. He played 4 years of football, 3 years of baseball, and 6 years of trap shooting. He's a member of FFA and 4-H. He plans to attend OSU after he completes his military training. So you're,
No, there's kids.
oh, sorry guys. Our flower girl is Corey Fall. She is a first grader. And our crown bearer is Dylan Schultz, and he is also in first grade. Our 2024 spring queen is Hannah Foster. And our spring king is Parker Brown. Congratulations. Can somebody please take a picture? Yeah. Could you do one for the yearbook too? Scoot over. Who's here? Y'all like each other. Scoot over. Oh.
Smile or something.
Thank you, but congratulations. Okay, now we're ready for the presentation of our teams. First up, we have football.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have all the football players come up to the stage. Hey, Chris. Okay. Okay, as Kate Nancy's out, I'll go through my list of thank yous. First off, I'd like to thank Coach Boland, Coach Davis, Coach Jay, Coach Kerr, Coach Hendricks. These guys help out a lot throughout the season. we spent a lot of time together from August to November, just a ton of time, and they keep me sane a lot of times. I have bad ideas a lot, and so they have to be there to set me straight. But they're really good friends, and it's been we've had a lot of fun coaching these last couple of years. It's a pleasure to get to work with these guys. That's the best part about getting to coach, here is the camaraderie of the coaches together. We support each other a lot. I feel like we're on the same page all the time, and so it's just one of the most positive environments I've got to work in. And so I'm really thankful for you guys. You guys don't know how thankful I am to have you guys in my life. Thank you to our administration, Mr. Sheever, Mr. Childress, Mrs. Jones. You guys are very supportive of our programs. It's always good to see you guys at games. You guys don't miss hardly anything, and so I know that that's a lot of work for you guys, but that's a testament to how much you care about our kids. Thank you to the athletic boosters for putting on tonight. It's always a really good program, and I know that these guys appreciate the recognition that they get tonight. It's always special to honor them. Special thank you to our football boosters and everything that you guys do. You really play a huge role in keeping our program running. You guys do a lot for us, and I know that these guys appreciate all the food that they get throughout the year. They can put it away, so that's a really big help. And then Mrs. Pearson, the band, it's awesome to have a band on Friday nights. It really is. Some of these guys have talked about just how excited they get to hear the band. That being one of their favorite parts about Friday nights. That's really special to have. I'm sure that I probably missed somebody, and I hope you know that that's not me not being appreciative of you, but we really are appreciative of everybody. This year's team was a special team. We finished the season 6-5, which doesn't sound like a very good record, but being in Northwest Oklahoma, this is the mecca of 8-man football. I mean, everybody you play out here is good. All the losses came to teams that had deep playoff runs, and so this was a special team. If you got to watch them play, they were super exciting. We played pretty fast paced, and these guys do a really good job of it. Lots of dedication. I'll talk about the powerlifting, weightlifting side of things later, but these guys have changed a lot in the last 2 years since I've been here. It's been fun to watch these guys come in. They work super hard in the weight room. A lot of you guys that are parents, you guys have probably recognized they're probably outgrowing some of their clothes. These guys are putting on a lot of muscle and a lot of mass, and so it's really good to see these guys and their dedication. It's a great group. We never have to worry about coaching effort. I mean, every day we go out there, these guys work really, really, really hard. And so it's fun for us as coaches to get to worry about the X's and O's and not so much if we're going to have to show up and have to worry about somebody not giving their all. These guys are bought in. I think they play really well for each other. And it's just, there's something special about Farm Creek Hunter football. There's a lot of you out there that have played in it. Talking to Coach Hendricks all the time, he gets me excited. He came up and talked to these guys about it. And, I'm jealous of that aspect that I didn't get to play here and share that bond. But, I think these guys, they'll recognize it one day and they'll appreciate it one day. I know talking to some of you that have played here, you really do appreciate that and all of those things that come along with it. Our postseason awards this year were well represented. Harrison Stapleton was named the defensive MVP of our district. That's voted on by the coaches in our district to a senior. He was also named an 8-man All-Star. And Lucas Stahl was named as an alternate for the 8-man All-Star game, as well as being an all-district team member. Some other all-district upperclassmen: Tegan Howe, Garrett Stevens. Our all-district underclassmen: Caden Taft, Titus Westrope, Landon Peterson, Ashton Banks, Carlos Robinson, Hunter Simpson, Blaine Taft, Nicole Mitchell. And then all district honorable mention were Cooper Kelso and Noah Crouch. Probably the best thing about these guys is we were well represented on the academic all-district team. In order to qualify for that, you have to have a 3.5 or above. And members of the academic all-district team were Harrison Stapleton, Lucas Stahl, Tegan Howe, Garrett Stevens, Titus Westrope, Landon Peterson, Ashton Banks, Hunter Simpson, Cole Mitchell, Noah Crouch, Michael Westrope, Cole Chavez, Peyton Beetlecheese, Concy. So as you can see, we were well represented by that. So give these guys a round of applause for that. I think that's awesome to see. Shows how good the teachers are, right? Yeah. Okay. Harrison Stapleton will also get a chance to represent our football program in the K101 game on July 1st in Woodward. And then, like I said, at the 8-man All-Star game, Lucas Stahl has a chance of getting picked up as an alternate, so we hope that we can get to see Lucas there too. And so that's really all I have for tonight. Like I said, thank you guys for supporting these guys. Oh, sorry, one more thing. This is something that Coach Kerr showed me last year. This is the Burlsworth Character Award honoree. This always goes out to a senior. Those of you guys that know who Burlsworth was, he played for Arkansas, was a walk-on, displayed a lot of really good characteristics there. You know, he just persevered really well, and so eventually earned a scholarship at Arkansas. And so what comes along with this is a plaque that honors the person that receives the award, a book, and then these cool glasses. So those of you that have seen the movie, you guys know that the Burlsworth wore these glasses. So this year's Burlsworth honoree is Harrison Stapleton. Let's give these guys another round of applause. That's what you're saying.
Next up, we'll have Miss Kinsey and high school cheer.
If you guys want to come up again, tell me yours. Okay, so good evening, I'm Ashley Lindsay, and before I give them the certificate, just want to say thank you to the parents for sharing these girls with me. Also to Cassie Barr, she steps up when I need her a lot and drives these girls to their games. To the band for playing all our songs that we can move and groove to. Also to the athletic boosters for their support. The coaches, you guys always encourage your players to cheer along with us, and I thank you a lot for that. Shows a lot of school spirit, and that means a lot to me. School spirit is very important to me. And then also to you guys and our other many fans that aren't here tonight. These girls were fun to work with this year. I was really excited to get to move up to work with the high school girls. I got to do it for like half of the year last year. So it's fun. They work really hard. Not many of you know, we have to be up here at like 6 in the morning. 3 days a week at least. We have over 100 cheers and probably 15 dances that they learn. And they even got thrown into learning a new one this year. And we were invited to do a dance on OSU's field this year. So that was a fun time for the girls. And we only had, was it 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days to learn it. So they did really good. It was lots of hours of practicing. I'm sure the parents that their kids don't drive yet really hated me for those 3 days, but I appreciated them. I appreciate you guys, and we had a senior, and that's Hannah Foster. And then we had 2 juniors, Kate Bentley and Abigail Miller. And then one sophomore is Summer Holden. And then I had 3 freshmen, Bill Miller, Allie Cooley, and Macy Westbrook.
Steel pokes.
Yes, that's Belle's new thing. So she had like never really gone to like OSU, and the whole time she's like, go Pokes, go Pokes. And so now she's obsessed with go Pokes. So, thank you guys.
Next, we'll have Coach Jones in cross country.
Good evening. Hannah, come on up. Plenty of room. So I found a quote about cross-country running that I kind of like, so I'm going to read it. So, it says, running is a sport in which you set your own standards, pace, and results. If you desire to run fast, then train faster. If you want to win, then think and envision winning while you're running. And I read that and I thought, that sounded like Hannah to me. That's how Hannah trained, and running is a solemn, lonely sport. You have to do it by yourself a lot, and she did. She would meet me at the track at 6:30 and do her workout, and she would run on her own countless hours at night. Very driven young lady, persistent, goal-oriented, and I was very, very happy for her that she was able to PR running 13:13 and then qualified for state. And not in the best conditions. It was a little rainy and wet and cold. And she didn't run her PR. She actually slipped and fell down at state cross country meet. But she ran 13:26, finished 28, and she was a cross country senior all-star. So she got an all-state jacket for that. So very, very proud of her. I have some thank yous. I would like to thank Tim and Patty Foster for all their help during the cross-country season with water, Gatorades, and fruit, and things like that. Micah and Kyla Barr were always there as well, providing water and Gatorade and food, which is wonderful to have when it's 107 and you're at Helena's cross-country. I have a couple more thank yous, and I'll be quick. The Booster Club, thank you for all that you do. Board of Education, our administration, coaches, and I may be biased, but I don't think I am. I don't think that you can have your children play for any better coaches than we have right here. And I have children, I have daughters, and I trust these men with them. I just think that we're so blessed to have the best coaches here, and I don't mean just X's and O's, I mean high character people. I'm proud to say I'm associated with them. Our support staff, our secretaries that take phone calls for us, all the parents, but most importantly, I want to thank the student athletes that are here. That's why we're here tonight. So thank you very much. One special thank you. This is maybe his last all sports banquet. I want to thank Mr. Kelly Childress. I've been working with him for, I don't know how many years he's been here, 17, 18, 19 years. Not a thing he won't do for you. And I can call him and say, can I get a first hour of practice? He'd make it happen. I could catch him at the Skelter tournament and say, can you drive the bus home so I can stay in scout? He would do it. It didn't matter what I asked. He did it. Just a tremendous asset. I loved working for him. Incredibly positive man. But most importantly, he just cared about kids and kids at the school. So let's give Mr. Childress a big round of applause. Thank you, Hannah.
Next, we'll have the Shaw and any Special Olympic athletes.
Good evening. Yes, so whoever else wants to come up, come on up. These past couple of years have been pretty quiet for our area in Special Olympics. We do not have a director for our area to help organize events for us, but this year we were able to participate in bowling with the help of Oakwood Bowl and Enid Ambach. Vance Air Force Base hosted our track and field. I have several students participate in both of those events. And I had my two seniors go to track and field. It was on our spring break, but they were dedicated and they went with me. And then They made it a little bit easier on us by doing just unified partners, because there's not as many that sign up for that, so that helped me out a lot. And then we had lots of students help, and I do appreciate all that help. Very grateful for those kids. They make everybody there feel very special. I'm just gonna go through all of my list and I'll give you guys your awards. In bowling, June McFadden placed second, Jess Dillon got second, Lucius Russell got first, and Mackenzie got first. Track and field, Mackenzie got first in softball throw and second in running long jump. Lucius got first in the jab throw and first in running long jump. And then bocce, Mackenzie got fourth, Lucius second, Emma second, June McFadden fourth, Hannah Smith fourth, Sienna Woodrum fourth, Brindley Harris second, and Jess Dillon second.
Good job, guys.
Next, we'll have Coach Hart from girls basketball.
Good evening, everybody. A lot of girls are coming up here. I'll thank people, everybody else is thanking. It takes all of y'all to help us out. Special thanks to the Booster Club and to parents. Some of y'all may not know, but the girls have, after every game, they have something to eat if we're on the road, if we're at home. I know the girls greatly appreciate that, and I do too. I'm going to miss your grandma a lot. Coach Curtis probably going to go with me on that. Also want to, I'll expand a little bit on what Coach Jones was saying about coaches here. We just had our elementary track meet a week ago, and that went about as smooth as you can have anything go, and that was all because of all the coaches helping. They all stepped in, helped, and then on top of that, we had some great kids helping us. There wasn't one coach said anything to me but positive stuff about your sons and daughters that were helping. It was all positive. Great kids, that comes from parents. Also, I want to thank Coach Bowman and Coach Davis, who helped me out this year. So they're the ones that get stuck sitting in the office with me talking too much about too many things. So thank you guys. Appreciate you all a lot. Thank my wife, but she's not here tonight, so just tell her I thank her. All right. All right. So we have a few awards that girls got through the year. At the end of the season, we had our conference. Well, let me backtrack this a little. Record for the season was 13-12. And most of y'all probably know we had some injuries through there, slowed us down a little bit. We were kind of on a roll at the beginning of the year, and then Bell got hurt in the finals of our tournament. Then right after that, Reagan got hurt. And those things caused us some adjustment issues. But I thought the girls did great. Everybody stepped up to take the place, next man up kind of thing. Out of our 12 losses, and this is something I stressed with the girls. So we had 12 losses. 9 of those were to teams in the top 10 of their class. So Class A and Class B, top 10. 6 of those were to the number 1 or number 2 teams in their class at the time. We had 2 more losses that were the top 15 teams. One was 14, one was 15. And then we had one to an unranked team that I think we would like a chance to play again. At their place in their tournament. And we left with a very taste it in our mouth. All right, now on to the honors. We had 4 girls that made Skelter all-conference honorable mention. Girls, I have a certificate for you, but I'll wait until we're done and then pass those out, so we're not just going back and forth. So the 4 girls that were honorable mention, we had Brinkley Bartley and Emily Davis and Reagan McReynolds and Abby Miller. And ladies, I got a certificate here for you.
There we go. Ooh, that was perfect. You guys did great.
That's part of what I like coaching these girls. You see how they were all lined up just like they should have been. That was perfect. Let's see. We also had one girl, Belle Miller, who made all-conference. And, you know, as a freshman, that's quite an accomplishment. And so she gets a medal. And we had 2 more things, 2 more honors after the season. Again, Belle Miller, CTV Sports, which does all the area radio, broadcasting, those things, newspaper, all that stuff. So they have a, is it area top 30? Was it 30? Was there 30 of y'all there? Anyway, I think it was top 30 from the area, and the area is like all of northwest Oklahoma, I-40, I-35, north and west. And Belle Miller made this all-CTV team, and she's already got her little trophy for that, and we actually got out of the banquet without breaking it, so congratulations on that. And we had one more honor after the season. Brinkley Bartley was chosen to play in the K101 bowl basketball game, May 28th, I believe. Is that correct? That sound right? Okay, all right. May 28th in Woodward, so she'll get one more chance to play. They have 4 teams there that go just play each other. My experiences with it in the past, it's always been a good time for the kids. So, and I think you heard earlier, Brinkley is planning on going to NLC in Tonkawa and continuing to play while she's going to school. I think that's great, and Brinkley has worked really hard to get to that point, so she definitely deserves a round of applause for that. If Brinkley and Emily would step forward. Now Emily's over here crying, she's gonna make me cry, so I'm gonna get mad at Emily. These 2, see, when I got here, y'all were in 5th grade. Going into 6th grade. Okay. So pretty much their whole career. These 2, I care for them like I would my own daughter. I don't know if this is a good thing for Emily or not, but her and I kind of think alike on the floor. There were times, especially these last 2 years, there were times, Emily, I'd be trying to yell something at her and she'd just look at me like, yep, I know what you mean, okay, we're good. And as a coach, I love having a point guard that I have a connection with, and that has been, I'm going to miss Emily. I can't tell you how much I'm going to miss her. I don't know the words to say how much I'm going to miss her. Emily, thank you. Brinkley, see Emily? Brinkley has worked so hard, and I don't mean that like Emily did, so they both worked their tails off. Brinkley, anything I asked her to do, she tried to step up and do. Emily's our point guard. Brinkley went from a 4 on the floor for us to a 2, to a 3, to go defend their best player, to I need you to go rebound, to whatever I asked her to do. She tried to do it. So, girls, I'm gonna miss both of y'all. Thank you a lot. From my heart, thank you. All right, you can step back now before I start crying. One more thing, and this is the thing that I am the most proud of, and I know the girls are proud of this, because the second they got the news, they were in the gym. I had, 30 little kids running around me, and I had 4 or 5 girls come running up to me. The Distinguished Academic Achievement Award, which is, so when we start playoffs, our roster that we turn in on that first playoff game, we turn their GPA in. And so if you have 8 girls on your roster that game, you have eight GPAs that figure into this. And then if you have 15, which is what we had, because we had 19 girls on the team, so we had to cut it down to 15 for the playoffs. I turned in all 15 of their GPAs, and this is outstanding. This is outstanding. They had a 3.913, and that's 15 players. And a big reason that was so high is 10. Luckily, y'all couldn't hear me. 10 of the 15 girls that were on the roster at 4.0. So, great job, girls. Seeing the bigger picture, academics first, by that much, and then there's sports right on. I love you guys. Had a great time coaching you. All right? Okay. I'm done with you. Whoa. Mason Thomas. Right there. Hold on. So, if this is something, we've done this every year. We've got one more award. Panther Award goes to our girl that I've had years where I've had the girls vote on it. This year, I talked to the other 2 coaches, Coach Davis, Coach Bowen. And so the Panther Award is the girl that shows everything that we want from a player. Works hard, always thinking of their teammates ahead of themselves, always thinking of the team ahead of themselves, positive with everybody. I could go on and on and on about things that Mason does. And I would tell you her nickname, but I'm not going to steal that from Coach Kerr. When he tells you her nickname later, you'll understand why. But Mason Thomas, the Panther Award goes to you, and there's no one more deserving than that. Now, thank you, Bill.
Okay, boys basketball, if you come forward, please. While they're coming forward, there's several thank yous that I need to make. First of all, my wife and my children. All these other coaches know sometimes your family takes a back burner during your season, and I'm forever grateful and thankful for you and all the support that you give me. Thank you so much. Coach Hart, when you're a basketball coach, you have to share gyms, and Dennis is the easiest guy to work with ever, so I'm very thankful for him. Coach Bowman has helped our basketball team just by the weightlifting program. I'm very thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. Easy to work with. Coach Kerr takes care of our scores table. You can't run and have a basketball game without several people, and he's one of the integral parts. Coach Boland, he drove the bus home on a lot of away games. He would drive the bus home, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I don't live in Pond Creek. I live in Quail Meadows, and saved me a trip all the way back to Pond Creek, so thank you, Doug. Mr. Sheever, my father had some health issues right after Christmas, and he helped me out, practice my team a couple times. Very, very grateful for that. Again, always Mr. Childress does whatever is asked. Dakota Davis, where's Coach Davis at? I talked, coerced, talked Mr. Davis into being my assistant in basketball, and it was really a blessing for me. He's wonderful, he's very intellectual, he sees things, has a great mind for basketball, and I hope I can keep him out, keep him helping me in basketball. Frazier Stapleton also was one of our assistant coaches. Is Frazier up there?
He's right there. He's right there.
Get up there, Frazier, let's go. And Hunter, get up here. Hunter Simpson, get up there. Okay. Thank you, Frazier. Hunter Simpson and Anthony Schaefer were our managers. The best I've ever had. I didn't have to wash a uniform. I always order pizza at home games. They took care of all that, the water bottles. Invaluable, the two managers. Thank you so much. At Squirtle, that's Mr. Davis for broadcasting our games. I know my parents weren't able to make very many games, so they watched them on Squirtle. So thank you, and I'm sure I probably missed someone, some people. Parents for all the, what I call the yummy goodness that we put in bags before we got on a game, what's on the bus, all the food, the meals. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Okay, so basketball, when you're a boys basketball coach in a football school, you just kind of start playing. Because usually somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas you play. So we just started playing, and I had high expectations, but I didn't know where that would go. We just started saying undefeated as a what we prayed got to, or brothers, or whatever. And we rolled along there and won 18 in a row or something like that. And we're rocking along really well. I heard Coach Bowman say something that I'm going to disagree with. He said, we had a 6-5 season, and some people may think that's not a good season. I never judge a season by the record. I judge it by the growth. And so you could be 28-0, and you might not have grown as a team. You could be 6-5 and grew a lot. We were 21-4, and I thought this group grew exponentially as the season went by. I've had people say, well, what happened at the end of the season? We kind of faltered. Yeah, we did. We lost 2 regular season games, and we lost to a very, very good academy team who was very athletic, and we lost the state champion. So I thought our growth was phenomenal from where they were at last year to where they were at this point. So I was incredibly pleased. These young men, I love them like sons. I tell them that, and I'm hard to play for. I'm going to tell you when you make a mistake, and we talk about handling the hard all the time. And whether that's coach chewing on you, or making you get in the stands, or get better, and they do a great job handling the hard. And I love them for that, and I appreciate that. It's more about life than it is about basketball, because they're going to have to handle things in life, and hopefully they can look back on and say, well, I can handle it because Coach Bowman was hard on me in football, or Mrs. Jones was hard on me in Spanish class, or Coach Jones in basketball. So I need you guys that were on the white group, step forward. Right? You guys that were on the white group, step forward. Okay, all you guys. Most people talk about the people that get awards, most valuable players, all conference, all state, and I'm going to talk about that. But I'm going to talk about these guys first, because these guys came to practice every day, put on those white jerseys, and they guarded the guys that got all the minutes. And we were 21-4 because of these guys, because they came to practice every day, and they busted their tail, and they made these guys standing behind them better. And so I am forever grateful. I love these guys because You know, we'd run a play, we'd run it and run it, they have to guard it and guard it. They had to learn the flex, so we could work on defending the flex or the shuffle, the old Barnett shuffle, right, Tanner? So all these things that we did, they did for us. They were the scout team, and so I love these guys. I am forever indebted to them. And that's what's so great about being on a team. Everybody has to have a niche. Sure, there's going to be somebody that's going to be the team's leading scorer. That's great. Okay, you're going to have 5 that start. But what's really special about being on a team is finding your niche, something you can do to add value to the team, to make the team better. And these young men right there did that. Let's give them a round of applause. Again, we were 21-4. We were Concrete Hunter Tournament champions, Cherokee Tournament champions, Skelter Conference Tournament champions. Everybody that was there that night, the crowd was phenomenal. We fed off your energy. Thank you. District champions and area qualifier. We had some people have some individual awards. At the Cherokee Tournament, Caden Teff and Gabe Jones were on the Cherokee All-Tournament team. Titus Westrope was the most valuable player of the Cherokee Tournament. Skelter Conference always has Skelter Conference All-Stars for all conference. We had 3 young men that made it. Titus Westrope, Michael Westrope, and Caden Teff. And then Titus Westrope was named to the CTV Sports All-Star team, and there are 15 players on the CTV Sports All-Star team. So it's very special to be named to that team. But our team's not about all-stars or all-conference. Our team's about brothers. That's what our team's about. And that's what's so special about these guys. They come out and they work every day, and they, if I tell them to be at the gym at 6 o'clock to practice, they're there. And I love them for that. We kind of have a sour taste in our mouth because we felt like we were a state tournament team this year. We have some unfinished business, and that's our goal. And we're going to go to work this summer and try to work towards that goal for next year. Again, I want to thank Mr. Davis and Frazier. Aubrey Rucker, who filmed for us, I greatly appreciate her doing that for our huddle. And all the fans and all the parents, I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mr. Davis, and Stewart.
If I could have Lizzie and Taylor come to the stage real quick. Squirtle was something that started this year. I can remember sitting in the boardroom, we had a meeting with Mr. Cheever, the coaches, and Adam Dieselhorse just came to present it to us. And sitting there listening to him present us this idea of having a student broadcast that is completely student-led to where they get to make their mark in their own way. And I can remember sitting there and I was thinking of one kid in particular who I knew loved sports, always talked about the Eagles, and he let me know about it because I'm a Cowboys fan. And that was Taylor Dillon. And I remember after that meeting happened and me telling Mr. Cheever I was going to do that, that I was going to get this kid to talk and be the voice of the Panthers is what I call it. And I remember going to Taylor, telling him he was going to do it, and him saying no, and the next day him coming back and saying, yeah, I'm going to do it. And it took off from there. Squirtle started with, our first event had 300 live viewers, so that's the 300 people viewing at one time. Over the football and basketball season, we averaged 632 viewers live for each event, and the most views we had was 2,331 at the same time, and that was at the basketball game against Garber in regionals. That was on a Thursday night. And that's how many people were listening for that game. One thing I love about Squirtle is that it gives them an opportunity to grow in different ways. They were at every single event, every single sporting activity, and they were behind the scenes. One in particular that was always behind the scenes was Elizabeth Stahl. She got no recognition. She didn't have her voice on the microphone, but she did everything. She sat up the camera. She plugged in all the cables. If there was a issue, she handled it, because I was always on the sideline or sitting next to Coach Jones, and there was no way I was answering my phone. So I want to give a recognition here, Squirtle Team Producer to Elizabeth Stahl. This award is in recognition for all of Elizabeth's hard work during a Squirtle season. Without the producer, the show would not happen. And then lastly, I'd like to give to the voice of the Panthers, Taylor Dillon. And like I said, Taylor really stepped out of his comfort area in front of quite literally thousands of people through a microphone. And did something that many kids wouldn't do. So I'd like to give him this, and then I think the Booster Club would also like to give you something.
I'd like to say thank you. Next up, we have Coach Kerr, fast pitch softball.
In fact, since I'm back to back here, they got the slow pitch too. If you fast pitch or slow pitch, most of it's the same girls, but if you guys play fast pitch or slow pitch, guys, go ahead and come up here on stage and we'll just knock all this out. While they're coming up here again, I'd like to say thank yous to our administration, Booster Club for everything they did, parents. I know Coach Hart mentioned Miss Bartley. She's going to have to come back at least once or twice and make us some brownies or something to bring to a day next year. You don't mind. We really appreciate that. We appreciate everything parents do. My next thank you needs to go to fast pitch. Coach Hendricks helped me out. Coach Hendricks is an invaluable asset to us. I think our hitting really improved this year, and it's all because of Coach Hendricks. It didn't have anything to do with me. I thought he does a great job. And so I really appreciate everything he did for us in fast pitch, and try to convince him to keep helping and keep working with these girls, because I think they're really improving when they get to work with Coach Hendricks. So Coach Hendricks, I really appreciate what you did. Talk about fast pitch real quick, our recap. I thought these girls really improved tremendously throughout the year. Our record was only 11-14, but I thought we really improved from where we were last year. And I was really happy with the progress they made. I asked a lot of them starting, we get to start practice on July 15th, and so, school doesn't start for another 4 weeks, and our first game got 4 weeks, but these girls were here in the middle of July when it was 110 degrees and practicing, and I really appreciate everything they did. I asked them, we went somewhere to a game, away game or something, we always had to, I made them show up like an hour early to hit and stuff like that. I really appreciate everything they did and the effort for us. Before we get to our postseason awards and stuff that we want to talk about, I'd like my 3 seniors to step forward. Okay, Emily, Brinkley, and Whitley. Okay, these 3 seniors, again, these my 3 seniors in fast pitch, these were 3 seniors in slow pitch. And if you guys have ever coached a group of girls, a lot of times you can have drama problems and stuff like that. I'm sure some of you guys know the thing too about that. But one thing I really appreciate, I thought these 3 girls, I talked about this on their senior nights both times, I think these girls are tremendous leaders. I don't really feel like we had a great team chemistry in both seasons, and I think most of it is to do with these 3 young ladies right here, because they kept everything going. I really appreciate everything they did for the younger girls, worked with them, were positive with our younger girls. Again, if you guys have a good team chemistry, you always can look to your leaders. And that's these 3 young ladies right here. I thought they did a good job. So I'd really like to recognize these 3 and give them a round of applause. Coach Hart mentioned, and I forgot to put it down, so I want to say, a fast pitch team, we also won that Distinguished Academic Achievement Award. But I don't think our average was a 3.91 or whatever. There's 3 on. Whatever it was. Ours was about a 3.6, which is still pretty impressive. Like you said, you had to put everybody that's on your district roster, you had to put on there. And so, again, by doing that, that just shows that, like Coach Hart said, he's very, very talented ladies, not only in softball, but academically as well. Yeah, you guys step back. Sorry. Our fast pitch awards, or our fast pitch postseason awards they got. Again, fast pitch was a long time ago, so I had to ask these girls and had to help me today. But we had 2 young ladies make all scope for our conference team. They've already got their medals. So Brinkley Bartley and Emily Davis both made Skelter All-Conference. Abby and Destiny, I think, were honorable mention in the Skelter All-Conference. So again, a round of applause for those four. Also, Brinkley was also, Coach Hart talked about her getting played in the K101 basketball game. K101 also started a softball game 2 or 3 years ago, and Brinkley was also selected to play in that. And I think that's on the Monday of that week. Is that right, Brinkley? And I think she plays basketball Tuesday, so she's still going to be pretty busy for a while. So we're going to go watch Brinkley play one more time in Woodward here in a few weeks. The next thing I'll talk about for Fast Pitch is our team awards. I do this every year, and I let the girls vote on these, and almost every time they get it right, I think. And so these are not my awards. I feel like that the girls that are with them every day, practicing and playing, know just as well as I do. And so these awards are voted on the girls, by the girls. So our Fast Pitch Offensive Player of the Year this year goes to Emily Davis. When we voted, we had a tie for our Defensive Player of the Year, and I think they both deserve it. So our Fast Pitch Defensive Player of the Year was Destiny Ortiz and Brinkley Bartlett. And our, I think I've lost it. We have overall most valuable player. Is there two we go start with? No. We had our most valuable player. I really did not know there it is. Our Fast Pitch Player of the Year. I got too many awards up here, sorry. Our Fast Pitch Player of the Year was Brinkley Bartlett. They are gave to her. Sorry, I was mad at myself. And we also have a Teammate Player of the Year. Our Teammate of the Year, again, when we voted on this was almost unanimous. Coach Hart already alluded to Mason, and he's going to make me talk about her nickname. When I call her, I don't really say this in softball, but I call her playing basketball. I call her Steady Eddie. Okay, Steady Eddie, because Mason always is in the right place, doing the right thing, whatever you ask her to do, and she's very consistent with how she does things. And so, again, Mason Thomas is our Teammate of the Year. Okay. Our slow pitch. Now we can move on to slow pitch. Our slow pitch, we had a record of 10 and 15. And again, not sounding great, but when I started looking back at our 15 losses, over half of them were teams that were in the state tournament or were like 6A and 5A schools. We played Enid a couple times. We played Chisholm was 5A. Fairview's ranked, they're 4A and something, they beat us. And so about half of our losses were teams that either large classes or teams that were in the state tournament. Thomas and RA made the state tournament. Drummond made the state tournament. We went to districts at Canute. They were in the state tournament. They made the state tournament. So I told these girls that they were pretty good, and they just played a tough schedule. They were a lot better than they thought they were. They played something and go, that team's a lot better than us. And I go, their state tournament teams are pretty good. So again, they had a great season. Even though it was only 10 and 15, I really enjoyed them. So as far as our awards for that go, we just obviously concluded our season, so there's a couple of awards that haven't even been announced yet, or a small region stuff that haven't even been voted on yet, so that stuff could come later. But Skelter does not have a conference for slow pitch softball, and so the area coaches, we got together and started our own conference this year, and so this was the first year of that, and we had one first team girl make the North Central Conference first team, and that was Emily Davis. Don't have anything for her, but Emily Davis. And Brinkley Bartlett made the second team. And we also had two girls make honorable mention, Whitley Norris and Summer Holden. So The All Northwest team that Enid puts out, it just came out a couple weeks ago, and I don't even know if these girls saw that, but Emily was first team and Brinkley was honorable mention. Now, again, I do the same thing for fast pitch, or slow pitch as I do for fast pitch, and so we have some awards here. Slow pitch, our offensive player of the year, and this girl, again, if you watch this play, I think she surprised some people out there. She had a great, outstanding year, and she was almost unanimously that she was voted on by her teammates, and our offensive player of the year was Summer Holden. Our defensive player of the year, again, we had two that made defensive player of the year for slow pitch. They are Kelby Briscoe and Brinkley Barkley. And again, our overall most valued player in slow pitch goes to Brinkley Barkley. And once again, our teammate of the year, I'm going to quit giving those. After Mason graduates, we're just going to call it the Mason Thomas Award. Okay? So, but our teammate of the year, again, the unanimous pick was Mason Thomas. Again, I really appreciate all these girls and our hard work. A special group of girls. I enjoy working with them. So, again, looking forward to next year. Fast pitch already. We've already started. We already had a couple practices this past week. Our summer league starts here in about 9 days, and so we just get right back after it and get after it. So, again, looking forward to all these younger girls coming up and getting a lot better next year and having a great season next year. So, thank you.
Next up, Coach Hendricks and boys baseball.
Come on up.
These guys make their way up here. Start my thank yous again, just kind of echoing what all the other coaches have said. Thank you to all sports for letting us recognize our athletes. It's always nice to kind of have a nice evening to recognize all the accomplishments of the year. The parents and grandparents, families of all our players for all your support all year. We never win a game, I don't think, without food or drinks in the dugout. Never had to worry about that, whether these guys are going to have stuff to eat or drink at home games or away games, so that's awesome. Fundraisers that you guys did as parents, we had a fundraiser day for baseball and softball. And one of the parents came up and said, "Can we do this?" And I said, "Sure, I guess you guys take care of it." And did they ever take care of it? I don't know how much money we raised, but you guys did all the hamburger meat and the hamburgers and hot dogs, and I guess it wasn't hot dogs. So anyway, we made a lot of money that night, and it was all because the parents decided that they wanted to get together and do that thing. So we appreciate that, and I know Coach Kerr does too. All the coaches, they've all mentioned it, but we've got a great group of coaches at this school that all like each other, that we go hang out with each other. It's awesome to, when you're having a bad day and, coaches a lot of times get down, you think, man, things are not going well. And those guys, you can bounce ideas off of and they pick you back up. So really appreciate all of you guys. Coach Davis, especially for coaching junior high baseball, he stepped up this year and said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Had a hard time scheduling this year because of spring break. Everybody's spring breaks were different, so had a really hard time finding junior high games. So I think on a Tuesday night he went to Shiloh, which is like an hour and a half away. He said, "Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go." So really appreciate him for stepping up and coaching junior high baseball for us. One story about former players. We want to talk about how special a place this is. This program means a lot to me personally. A lot of you guys know that. In our grass seed on our baseball field goes down in October. So I went to Mr. Sheever in end of September, middle of September, and said, "Hey, we're going to do our grass seed. Can we do it?" "Yeah." And then the next day, we find out that we may not have as much money as we thought, so that's on hold. I said, okay, well, it's gotta go down in a couple of weeks, so I guess I'll figure that out. So I got on the phone, every contact that I had that somebody has played here before. Everybody that I had on my phone, email, whatever. And in 3 days, we had all the money raised for that. So, that was incredible. You guys deserve a round of applause. I know a lot of you guys are in the team tonight. I told these guys that story. I think you guys need to understand as well, but there's a lot of people that care about this program. That are still in the community. My wife, Jennifer, basically becomes a single mom for 3 months, works a full-time job. I don't know where she's probably chasing, rattling around somewhere. Right there. Okay. Really appreciate your support. My mom and dad help with my kids as well, so that I can coach these guys. It takes every day after school, and we play so many games that it's every night. I'm not home very often, so really appreciate my family. We were 5-24, okay? Kind of like Coach Bowman and Coach Jones talked about. Really not about the record. We play a tough schedule. We play a lot of games. We play every day, it seems like. Our growth from where we started to where we ended was incredible if you watched us this year. Had a lot of young guys. We had 1 senior, 2 juniors, and then 5 sophomores, 5 freshmen. And we counted on those guys. And so when you have 5 sophomores, 5 freshmen, sometimes you're going to have growing pains, and we did. But by the end of the season, there was some flashes of some really good stuff there. It started off the year with Blaine up here. Show him your scar. Blaine break his arm the week before we start games. Blaine would have been probably one of our better pitchers, hitting the top 4 of the lineup probably. So that was devastating in the beginning there, and we had some guys step up and fill those shoes. And by the end of the year, had some flashes of good, and then hopefully when we get Blaine back in there, that'll just make that a lot better. With about 2 weeks left in the season, these guys were out of gas. I probably was too, right? Okay, played a lot of games, and when you're not winning, sometimes it gets tough to show up the next day and keep going at it. Okay, and these guys did. And if you came and watched us at the Merrifield tournament at Dave Allen, we got us a win in an 8-inning game, and it lasted about 4 hours. Coach Kirk came down and watched with us, and you could hear the groan of the crowd when it went to the 8th inning, going, "Oh man!" But these guys gathered it out and pulled the win out in the bottom of the 8th inning. So it's kind of one of those games where I saw a lot of flashes of what it could be. Okay. Senior Garrett, you here's Garrett. Got you a gift right here.
Got your back.
You can use that in your football games when you go to college. Garrett has played for 3 years, and I've told this story probably both years here. The most improved player I've probably ever been around. When he was a sophomore, I was afraid to hit him a fly ball because I didn't know if he was going to catch it, or if it was going to hit him in the chest, or in the eye. Okay? But Garrett stuck with it, and he came out and worked his tail off. And he's the guy I want the ball hit to in the last couple of years. Okay? Especially this year. You know what you're going to get from him. So Garrett deserves a round of applause for Also Garrett's leadership, just showing up every day and having a positive attitude. If you don't know, he's going to, where is it, Fort Leonard Wood?
Yeah.
Is that right? In a couple of weeks, going to go be part of the National Guard, so that's awesome. We've got one award for Shelter All Conference. This is voted on by all the coaches in the conference. There's 8 schools. There's only 22 players selected, and it's just one team. And Cole Mitchell made that team. My last thank you to go to every one of these guys. I appreciate you guys showing up every day and putting the work in, even when things are tough. Coach Jones talked about how you handle hard. You guys handled it pretty well because it wasn't easy at times this year.
So I'm looking forward to what's to come and the future of Panther baseball.
Mr. Childress, Mr. Hensey with track shooting.
You flexing? You flexing? Sure. This is
All right, I'd like to start off with some thank yous. Troy and Rhonda Skaggs for allowing us to practice at their home with their trap stand. They let us use it all year long, no matter what. Even if they got things going on, they just let us use it. The administration, again, echoing the sports boosters and all the parents that allow these kids to go shoot with us. Also, this is a privately funded program, and we couldn't do this without the Chisholm Trail Pheasant Forever Club. They donate a lot of money for us to shoot with play targets, shells. We spend thousands of dollars on that. And also the Midway USA Foundation, with our endowment money that we've won in the past, they've matched that money, and we were able to draw out of that to be able to fund this. We had 17 shooters this year. We had to but we only could shoot 15. And that's Elena Heath, Brody Sherman, Cole Mitchell, Kelly Briscoe, Kate Bentley, Carlos Robinson, Ken Garcia, Garrett Stevens, Ethan Stevens, Ruby Ayers, Morgan Mitchell, Cooper Kelso, Chloe Williams, Jonathan Alexander, Hunter Simpson, and Dalton Dow. With this program, it doesn't matter what size of school it is, you're up against everybody. No matter if it's Class C all the way to 6A. We went to our regional shoot. We had very tough shooting there. If you guys ever been to El Reno, the trap houses face the north, and we had a north wind blowing at about 45 miles an hour. So shooting targets was very, very difficult. We were able to get out of regionals, placing fifth in that, and qualified for state. We qualified 14th overall with all the other regionals, so we made it to state with that. And even though that we did make state, we lost in the first round to Navajo, and they got sixth at state this year. We did have two females that qualified for state in the female division, and the fourth place was Morgan Mitchell. She was second in that division, sorry.
Yeah.
And Jenny was fourth in her division. We only have one senior this year, Garrett Stevens. He's been shooting for us for 6 years, and we are going to miss him tremendously. So thank you guys.
Next up, Coach Bowman and powerlifting.
Up and down.
There's a lot of these guys that keep on coming back up here over and over and over, and I think that's pretty neat to see how involved they are with all of our programs. So, powerlifting was something that I wasn't very familiar with. I hadn't done it in high school. I'd never been out of school that really participated in it. And I came here. I knew the weightlifting side of things, but if you ever been to a powerlifting meet, it's a lot different. They're not necessarily always the most fun thing in the world just because usually they're all in southeastern Oklahoma. And so we're waking up at 4 in the morning and we're driving to some place that begins with a W, somewhere down there, Wetumpka, Walika, somewhere down there. These guys have never been to. We get there at 8:30 for a coaches meeting, they get going, and they lift a total of 9 times, and then it's like 8 o'clock at night, and finally we're done. We've got our medals, we're heading back. We stop, get a little Panda Express, get home at 11 or 12, and most of these guys are the next day, they're back lifting at 7 a.m. I said it with our football, the commitment to the weight room has been awesome. I'm going to recognize our weight room guys here in a second too. But these guys, we took a really big step as a powerlifting program this year. Last year we went to the meets and we were kind of just getting our feet wet. We were testing the waters. We might have a pretty good lift here or there. And then this year, those of you guys that don't know how powerlifting works, it all goes by the total amount of weight that you lift. So you start with squat, then you go to bench press, and then finally you go to deadlift. And so usually by the time you get to deadlift, you kind of know where everybody's at in their total weight. And so you're sitting there having to do math. So we're going to classify it as a scholastic event also, because we're sitting there doing math on a clipboard somewhere trying to figure out how much weight we need to either catch somebody or beat somebody. And then sometimes, that you have someone beat, so you try to jump really high to see if they'll chase you. So there's a little bit of psychology involved with it too. So we're knocking out a lot of the subjects here. But this year we competed really well. Looking back on it, we went to the Strawberry meet the first time. We had some guys place really high. I'm not sure the exact results of it now. Our 8-man association, we placed pretty high in that too. Hannah got 8-man meet second in your weight class? I don't remember either. It's been a long time. There was a lot of powerlifting meets this year. I believe Hannah placed second. Carlos might have placed third as a freshman. Cole overall was maybe 5th, and then Lucas was pretty high as well. Powerlifting meets are tough because out of all the sporting events, probably the most strictly judged. If your foot moves while you're bench pressing, it's a no lift. And on squat, if you move, if your thumbs aren't wrapped, there's so many things that go into it. So you have to be perfect. You literally have to be perfect in powerlifting meets, and so these guys do a really good job of really stressing those things. I believe Carlos was a state qualifier, Lucas was a state qualifier, Harrison was a state qualifier. Cole missed out. Cole was 6th. He almost got to go to state in the boys' sides of things. It's Class A through 3A. Cole lifted in the 220 class, and if you've been to a powerlifting meet, the 220 class, those guys are strong. Cole's strong too, and it was hotly contested that day. When we got to state, Carlos ended up placing. What did he place? 6th, 8th. Okay, Carlos placed 8th at the state competition with 1,330 total pounds lifted. And as a freshman, that's pretty good. At the state meet, Lucas, he did something that was super impressive. Lucas is a heavy squatter. Put 580 on the bar, was getting it up, belt snap, and then I think that belt when it snapped, Lucas and I talked about it a lot. I think he probably could have got 580 up, which is an insane amount of weight. Kind of got injured there, so it ended up having the best day, what he would have liked, but still was very proud of him. And then Harrison, deadlift. I think kind of tweaked his groin a little bit, and so didn't quite have the day he wanted either. But that's how it goes sometimes with powerlifting, and so. And then can't forget about Hannah. Girls are at a disadvantage. I say disadvantage. Boys, there's 4 regions to qualify for state. Girls, there's 2 regions. There's a north and there's a south, and it's separated by I-40. And so every single school that has a girl powerlifter that's north of I-40, regardless of class, they go to the same regional. So there was, they take 16 total, 8 from one, 8 from the other. So in Hannah's class, there was like 50 girls that she was competing against just in her class, and she placed really well, set some PRs, and so I'm very proud of her for going and competing. She was, like Coach Jones said, she was in the weight room every day about 1:30, and she would text me if I had forgot to be there. She'd let me know that I need to come and get her workouts going. So we're going to miss Hannah. We're going to miss our seniors in this group tremendously. Thank you to all the parents that go above and beyond for our program. You guys did a lot this year as far as donating money for shirts and food and everything like that. You guys are tremendous, and these guys, they don't know how good they have it here. I'm telling you, it's awesome. I'm going to recognize all of our weightlifting guys. So if you guys are in that weightlifting class first hour, come up here, because you guys deserve to be recognized too. You guys are participating in other sports sometimes when powerlifting goes. This is going to be my plug for Summer Pride and our weight room and all those things that go together. So most everybody up here is actually, I think everybody up here is in our weightlifting class first hour. We might have a couple guys that are missing. I think we might have 25 or 30 enrolled in there. Those of you that have been to our weight room, you look at this right here. It's hard to run these guys through there sometimes, but they're very efficient. They work really well in there. I demand a lot out of them in there. If I don't think that they're working as hard as they could be, I definitely let them know. And I'm usually in there screaming. I might be in their face screaming, just trying to get them pumped up. But there's nothing like the weight room. And I'm telling you, one of the best things we have going for us right now is these guys and their commitment to the weight room. It's incredible to see. There's some things that go on in there that would really amaze you. The weight that's being moved. The camaraderie that they're creating by being there together, it's awesome. These guys get so excited for each other. It's really awesome to see. A couple of goals that we have in our weight room. We have 3 different things that they kind of aim for. The first one is 1,000-pound club, and this is really kind of a powerlifting thing. This is if you combine your squat, bench, and deadlift to get to 1,000 pounds. It's hard to get. It might not sound really challenging, but when you start talking about the weight that's required to move it, that's really impressive. A lot of places, they might have somebody come through once every 4 years, especially our size, and make the 1,000-pound club. We actually had 4 guys this year that entered the 1,000-pound club here at Palm Creek. That is Carlos Robinson, Lucas Stahl, Cole Mitchell, and Cesar Mata. Like I said, I think Carlos ended up around 1,335 pounds, which is really impressive. Lucas might have been 1,285, I think. Cole was 1,095, and then Cesar was 1,005 early in the year. So, like I said, that's an amazing feat. It's challenging. It really is. We call this Club 4.0, and so we don't deadlift as much. Just one of those things. I'm probably not the best at teaching it. I'm more familiar with power clean. So these guys know we power clean a lot, we hang clean a lot. So in the Club 4.0, this is actually a power ratio. So it's a really good measure of how strong you are relative to like your body mass. We take the bench press, the squat, and the power clean. We add those together and divide it by your body weight. And if that number's above 4, that's a pretty good indicator of how strong you are comparatively to what you weigh. And so we have quite a bit of guys in that. Harrison Stapleton, Carlos Robinson, Jackson Jones, Parker Grounds, Ashton Banks, Brody Brown, Cole Mitchell, and Gabe Jones are all in that. And then the last last one is Club 850. It's like a 1,000-pound club that's a deadlift through power clean. And Carlos Robinson, Lucas Stahl, and Cole Mitchell are all in there. All right, thank you guys.
Next up is Coach Jones and golf.
I want to reiterate what Coach Bowman said about the weight room. It is fantastic, the strides that are being made in the weight room by all of our athletes. You wouldn't think that getting stronger would help in golf, but after the state golf tournament, we're driving home and Jackson looked at me and finished eating. He goes, now I'm going to get in the weight room and lift heavy and get stronger so I can hit it farther. And that's true. I mean, whatever you do, whatever sports you play, the weight room will make you a better athlete, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, track, golf, pickleball, bocce ball, whatever you want to play. Okay, on to golf. I have some quick thank yous. Metal Lake Golf Course, wonderful to us. They do not charge us a dime to practice. We can go out there and play. We can pound as many balls as we want. And if you go there as a regular individual, it's going to cost you $4 a ball. We'll get a bucket of balls, and they don't charge us a dime. So I'd like to thank them, specifically David Rogers, the club pro, and Michael Lee, the course superintendent. So if you're going to go golf, patronize Metal Lake Golf Course, please. Our girls, Violet Cargo, Chloe Williams, Leah Daft, and Hallie Jones. Our boys, Gabe Jones, Jackson Jones, Noah Crouch, and Eli John Grove. Golf has its own vernacular. Forward, thin, fat, draw, fade. It has its own etiquette. You can't walk in someone's line. It has these strange rules, stroke and distance, all these things. And so when you start playing golf, you have to learn all these things. You also have to learn how to dress. So golf is fascinating in that golf is also the cruelest sport mentally. In basketball, you can turn the ball over, and I'll yell at you as you're running back down the floor, and about 2 seconds later, you forget about it, you're back playing defense, and there's lots of flow. Same thing in football. You can fumble a football, and Coach Bowman might yell at you, and then you move on. In golf, if you get on the tee box, and you just barely hit it off the tee box, right, Jackson? A few feet. You've got to think about that the next time you hit it. Or if you slice it 300 yards to the right, you have to think about that for 5 minutes as you're walking to your ball. And then if you duck your chip shot, you have to think about that. Or if you run your putt way past the hole. Incredibly cruel sport. I used to argue with my wife about, because golf's not terribly physically demanding. But it's so difficult mentally. And it will beat you down if you will let it. That's why I always tell them, you've got to move on to the next shot and forget about the last one. We'll talk about the girls. We had 4 freshman girls come out for golf, and they're going to be good golfers. We were not good golfers this year, but they're going to be. They came to practice. We load them up with Suburban, drive to Meadow Lake, and we'd get out there and we'd hit balls and we'd putt and chip and then play a few holes. And then we'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, jump in the Suburban, and drive to a golf tournament. We had one golf tournament together. We went to Prairie West at Weatherford. This was a first for me. Boys and girls played it. Western Implement sponsored it. They gave us a lot of swag, a lot of great things. But we played in the sleet. You can ask these kids. They're out there, and it is sleeting, and we're playing golf. And that's something else about golf. You can play when it's 95 degrees, 105 degrees. You can play when it's 35 degrees and sleety. But these young ladies, they did a great job. They came out and they got better. You know, we learned things about grip and about swing and about stance and lining up, all things that are fundamentals that you have to master before you can get better. In golf, in order to advance, you have to go to a regional qualifier. Our girls' regional qualifier was at Bowling Springs. We played Bowling Springs, but it's a challenging course. Unfortunately, we did not qualify, so we did not get to move on. But hopefully this summer they'll spend a lot of time. And golf is one of those sports where you have to have a family involvement and parents to get you to the golf course. And golf's a very expensive sport as well, but you've got to practice and practice. And these young ladies have told me that they're going to practice. So I expect good things out of it next year. The boys, Gabe and Jack have played for quite a while, and Noah and Eli, I think Eli played as an 8th grader, and Noah came to me and said he wanted to play. I said, great, you know. And golf is a sport where golf's an individual sport, but you can have a team, and so a team is made up of 4 or 5 players, and if you have 5 players, they take the 4 best scores, and that's how they determine the team winner. So it was wonderful to have a team this year. And we went to, I don't know how many tournaments, 6 or 7 tournaments, and plus the playoffs. But it was wonderful. And you get to know these kids as you're riding the Suburban with them on the way to golf tournaments, and listen to them talk. The girls, there's a big difference in riding to tournaments with girls and boys. I've learned that. And the boys just put their ear things in and whatever they're doing. Girls, they're going to talk to you, and you're going to have to talk back to them. So, wonderful. The boys, our regional qualifier was at Blackwell, and they should never have a regional qualifier on a 9-hole course, but they did. We did not qualify as a team, and so our team didn't get out. Gabe was actually the regional qualifier champion, and Jackson was second, and so they advanced. The regional was at Bowling Springs, and in order to qualify for state, you have to be one of the 6 teams, 6 top teams, or 6 top individuals. And Gabe and Jack both qualified for state. State was Monday and Tuesday at the Territory with Duncan. And if you've never played the Territory, unless you have an end, unless you have a member friend, you can't get on. But it's a phenomenal course. They have a Big 12 championship. They have Corn Ferret Tour events. If you ever get a chance to play it. But it's incredibly challenging. If I played it, I'd run out of balls very, very quickly. But Gabe and Jack teed off on Monday morning, and it was brutal. The wind was blowing, it was cold. And they found their way to grind and mentally focus. The first round of state, you play 36 holes. You walk 36 holes. I walked every hole that day, and when we got back to the hotel that night, I checked my watch, and I'd taken a little over 36,000 steps that day, about 15 miles. And when you golf, you have to push your cart or carry your bag for 36,000 steps, so it's demanding physically, but mentally. And then you come back Monday and you play 18 holes, and then you get a state champion. Jackson finished 4th, and Gabe finished 5th at state. Anyway, golf is one of those sports where, again, it's not really a team sport, but yet it can be. I had a tremendous time with these young individuals, and I'm excited about next year. I need to thank my wife and my father-in-law. I don't know anything about golf. I just drive the Suburban. They're the ones that actually do all the coaching, so thank you, Kayla, and your dad. So thank you very much.
Next up, Coach Bolin, and boys and girls track.
While these guys are coming up, I was told I gotta go fast because the thunder's coming on a little
Okay, well, I'm gonna start by talking about the girls. We had 5 girls on our track team. Hannah Foster, senior. Ruby Ayers is junior. Reagan McReynolds is junior. Abby Miller is junior, and Audrey Davis is junior. These girls got better and better every track meet. We went to 8 track meets this year, not counting regionals. They worked really, really hard, and they got better and better each day. The first, I'm gonna talk about some of their individual achievements here in a little bit, but I want to talk about, I'm gonna embarrass Aubrey. Where's Aubrey at? She, yeah, give her a hand. Aubrey came out this year, and I know it's the first time that she's done track, maybe since in junior high, or, yeah. And she was a little reluctant at first, but she kept working, and she went to every track meet, she went to regionals, and her time at her events just kept getting better and better, and I'm just super proud of her, and I hope she comes out next year. So I want to give her a hand. I want to talk about some of the other individuals. Hannah Foster, who stepped forward. I wrote all this stuff down so I don't forget everything, because she's had a great career, obviously in cross country and track, but she went to regionals in the 800 and the 2 mile and the mile, and those are the 3 longest races that you could possibly do. And she had a great regional. She came up just a hair short in the 800, which we were really disappointed in, because she was really close at it. But she qualified she was 4th in the 800 and 2nd in the mile and the 2 mile at regionals. At state, she placed in the mile and 2 mile. She placed 7th in both of them. PR in the mile, and I just want to give her a big round of applause, because she had a great career. And I had this at the first, but I'll talk about my thank yous here in just a little bit. But Reagan, can you step forward? We'll talk a little bit about Reagan. Again, we only had 5 girls on the team, but these girls, Reagan was the regional champion discus thrower at Cherokee, and I wanted to give her a hand for that. She also placed 3rd at the state track meet, which is huge. Give her a hand for that. Okay. Abby Miller, step forward. Abby Miller was the regional champion shot put thrower. And she also qualified for the state track meet along with Reagan, and she placed 8th at the state track meet. And Ruby, step forward. She had not to embarrass her, but I'm still going to talk about her. She didn't qualify in the regionals, but she had a great season. She worked hard every day. She got better and better. She ran the 200, 400, which is really 2 hard events, and unfortunately the regional that we went to was probably the best 200, 400 runners in the state. Happened to be our regionals, and sometimes that happens. And she still ran her best. She PR'd, and I just wanted to give her a big hand, because she really worked her tail off. The girls, I don't even know if I told them this, but at regionals they were 7th overall, about 27 schools, and that was pretty impressive with only 5 girls competing. So that was another big accomplishment for them. Before I forget, start talking about the boys, I want to go over my thank yous. Him and Patty Foster, I got to talk about them because I have a lot of thank yous, but they brought water, fruit, the tent, every track meet. Got there early, set it up,
asked whatever I needed, organized our regional track dinner. They were just amazing. And I don't know what I'm gonna do next year. I'm gonna have to find somebody to do all that work for me because they did most of it. So I wanna give them a huge hand. Bonnie McReynolds, she was a huge help. Also this year, she helped with all of our track shirts. That was another story but hey, we got a kick out of it. Anybody seen our track shirts? but still, that was, she also did our regional shirts that came out amazing. I didn't have to do any of that. She took care of it, doing all that since we don't have Brent's business anymore. It was trying to figure out who was gonna do that, and she took care of all that. She also helped with snacks and things like that as well. And also all the other parents. I know a lot of parents contributed to the dinner at the Fosters that we had. That food we had that night was amazing. Amber Ayers took a ton of pictures. I noticed that she posted a bunch on Facebook the other day, and there was like 76 pictures she took at the state track meet and regional track meet. It was just amazing. And Coach Bowman, can you please stand up, please? I got to address Coach Bowman. He said he came out, volunteered his time. I wanted him to help me because I know he's big in the track, coming from Cherokee, and he helps us a lot with our handoffs and different things like that, things that people don't always see. And he was a huge asset for me this year. He drove the Suburban down to the state track meet, stayed the night with us, helped out, and it was just a big help to me. The Booster Club, the administration, everything that they've done for us was huge. There were just so many people. The other thing, all the people that helped work our track meet, this is our first year that we had our local high school meet, and I was really stressed about how it was going to go, and everybody that came out and helped was amazing. We had 27 schools here that day. It was huge. We had about 1,000 athletes. Not a lot of bus parking area, but we made it work. We had so many buses that we had to start taking them out to the softball field and having the people picking up the coaches because we had no room to park. And but it was amazing. The people that came and helped that run the track meet, I can't name them all. You know who you are, all the teachers and parents. It really helped us out a lot, and I hope that we're going to keep doing that because it's really helps our school out, brings lots of businesses, people to all the businesses in town, and every coach that I talked to already told me that they're signed up for next year because they loved it. They like our facilities, and we're going to keep having high school and grade school meets here. I want to talk about the boys track team now. We had 8 boys here, 8 boys this year. I had 3 seniors, Harrison Stapleton, Fraser Stapleton, Lucas Stoll. Noah Mitchell was a lone junior, Parker Brown's a sophomore, Brody Brown sophomore, Charles Robinson a freshman, and Constantine.
Ashton.
And Ashton. Sorry, Ashton.
Good.
He's a junior. Thank you, Fraser. I don't know why I don't have you on here, Ashton. My bad. No, I love you. I just didn't write your name down. These guys had a great year. We had so much stuff going on. We went, again, same number of track meets, lots of big accomplishments. I'm going to get to our biggest ones at the end here. I also want to talk about some of the things that they did. Lots of winning medals, lots of gold medals. Start with the regionals. You guys that were on the 4x100 relay, can you guys step forward? I'm going to talk about these guys first. These 4 right here ran the 4x100 at Cherokee, and were the won first place and was the regional champs. They did a great job, and we qualified for state. At state, the prelim day we ran at state, we ran a what was it? Oh, 44.64, which was super fast. It didn't quite get Coach Hendricks' school record, but we were getting close to it. We were hoping to break it. We qualified for the finals on Saturday, which only takes 8 teams out of 16. We didn't run our best that day, but we ended up placing 7th on Friday. Okay, the 800 relay guys, which is only one difference. This is our 800 relay crew, which is pretty much the same, so it's switched Brody and Con out. These guys also were the regional champion in the 800 relay. And the thing I knew, it wasn't like it was easy either. We were at Cherokee, which all the really fast guys were there, very high competition. They did a great job. They also broke the school record twice. On the 800 relay, it's a final, so you run it at the last event on Friday, which is tough sometimes because it's late in the day, you've been out in the sun all day, people have already been running events, and we ended up placing 4th with breaking our school record again that day. So Ashton, I want to talk about him as an individual first. You guys can step back. Ashton, I wrote all the stuff about you, but I forgot to put you on the roster. Sorry, Ashton. He also ran the 100 at regionals and placed 5th in the 100 with an 11.65 and qualified for the state track meet. Let's see. I got so many people here. I don't want to leave anything off. I'm going to get to Harrison in just a bit, but I feel like I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, okay. So I wanted to recognize Harrison. Step forward. Harrison's obviously everybody knows he had a great weekend. Anchor leg on all of our relays. He also ran the 200 and the 400 at the state. He was the regional. Let me get back to regionals. He was the second place to the eventual state champion in the 400 meter dash, and also he was the regional champ in the 200 meter dash. And then also on at the state track meet in the prelims, Harrison ran the best time of the day with a 49.54 in the 400 meter dash. That was also his own school record. That he broke his own record again. In the finals, the next day, he ended up second, ran a great time, 50.7, and finished second in the 400 state. And we all know how you guys that were there that watched it, he had to turn around and run the 200 after we finally got him off from laying around on the infield, because the 200 is right after the 400. There's one event in between, and it was going to be tough because he spilled his guts out in the 400, and he is the state Class A state champion in the 200. We also, I don't want to leave this out, he's going to go run track at Northwestern. And he's also an all-state trackster now. And I don't know if I told you this, but your all-state jacket is on order. So congratulations. Also, I'm ready to forget about Hannah. She's going to run track in college next year at John Brown University. She signed with them, and that is going to run track and cross country. Is that right? I want to give her a big hand for that. Our track team is not very huge right now. We hope to make it bigger in the future. We're going to miss our seniors, our Hannah, Frazier, Harrison, and Lucas. We hope we get more out next year because we have a great thing going here. We got a great foundation of kids, and I'm super proud of them. So I want to give them one more hand.
Okay, as our program comes to an presentation of the funds. So, as you guys know, over the last few years, you know, as we started the Booster Club, our goal was to help supplement our athletic program. And we do that by our spirit shirts, you know, feeds, and different things throughout the year. And this year, we've been able to give back to the athletic program. Coach Jones, would you come accept this? On behalf of the Palm Creek Hunter Athletic Boosters, we would like to present the Palm Creek Hunter Athletic Department with a check for $4,900. It's your check. And last, Mr. Sheever, would you like to do the closing remarks?
Seniors.
Oh, sorry, seniors. So that means all of you coaches, come on up. You know who they are?
Nope.
Who has the senior list?
I have two.
I have one.
Anna?
That's not hard.
Did you write the senior list?
I did not.
Okay, we know who the seniors are. Seniors.
Get up here, Peter.
Senior athletes. Yeah, stand right here in a single file line. Yeah, right here. Because you get it's fine. First, senior Miss Hannah Foster.
Gotta shake your bicycle.
Tegan Howe. Garrett Stevens. Lucas Stone. Emily Davis.
Sorry for,
Whitley North. Briefly Riley. Frazier Stapleton. And Harrison Stapleton.
good job, buddy. You're welcome.
Congratulations again to our senior athletes. Well, it's you, Mr. Hubert.
You about got me in trouble going to work. That's, hey, one thing I want to do is honestly, we have school to educate students, right, at the academic side of it. But there's nothing more important to a school in the success of their extracurricular activities. Ask Mr. Childress. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, but you better catch him quick, because he's out of here. But the more success we have in our extracurricular activities, the higher the school spirit is, the fewer discipline issues we have in school, and the more successful we are throughout our entire district. And I'm going to tell you that we have a great group of coaches. The character that these men and ladies have is tremendous. Okay, and so I want you to know you're very fortunate in that aspect, that you can trust these coaches to take your kids anywhere. They're going to keep them safe, and they're going to work their tail off to make them successful. So I'm very appreciative of them. Athletes, one thing you need to make sure you're very appreciative of is your parents. Your parents have sacrificed a lot for your success, not only athletically, but throughout your life. And so right now, I'd like athletes to give your parents a round of applause. Okay, I told the coaches before we started that we have a Thunder game tonight, so they need to keep it short. The loser tonight was Coach Boland. I found them all. But, thank you guys very much for coming.
The winner.
Thank you for supporting our students. Okay.
I can't leave anybody out.
I don't know that.
I'm teasing. You guys have a good night, Thunder Up.
Hey athletes, oh sorry, Brinkley and Hannah will be signing your letter of intent in the lobby. So, we'll get some pictures with their teammates when they get committed to go play college ball. And then there's cookies and punch in the lobby.
I'm sorry, everyone was saying I'm sorry.
How important is it that I'm there tomorrow morning? You'll be watching. Oh yeah, I need to take my phone and put it Mr. Childress, how can I help you?
Semi, right? It's just a piece of scrap I come up with one time.
It'll work. Anything else needs done here?
We need our 5 board members, you and I.
They're all back here?
Yeah, just whoever. Yeah, that's what we need. I just want to start setting up so I didn't have to fight it tomorrow.
Is this thing on?
many blue ones.
Hold on, let me get it. All right, one more.
Say don't come through.
I'll bring the table over in the morning.
Hey, take a nice picture now.
Hey, Jackson, get the picture.